COVID is becoming endemic. It is going to continue to mutate. It's going to continue to evolve. It's all around planet Earth. If President Trump was still in office, by the way, we'd already have modified vaccines to deal with the new variants, which is a great point. President Trump brought us vaccines in record times, which he made voluntary, not mandatory, and he'd have updates too. But just as importantly, President Trump emphasized therapeutics and treatments.
Right.
That's completely off the table now. As you're seeing variant after variant and new strain after new strain, at some point you have to put serious scientific effort into treating the illness, both with serious medications like antibodies, as well as more common over-the-counter medications that may be shown in clinical studies to have a positive, provable, statistically significant effect. This administration is failing, and that's why more people died under Biden than Trump.
You know, I don't think there's anything more rich than watching Republicans pretend as if Donald Trump does anything with any level of competence or seriousness or responsibility. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jackson White, co-founder and chief of content at Politiscope, and thank you for tuning in today to TYT. Now, as this doofus Stephen Miller was saying, if Donald Trump was in office, we already would have booster shots for this variant and that variant, and no matter what variant, because, of course, Donald Trump isn't the person who was in office who led us to this point. Donald Trump isn't the person who was in office when hundreds of thousands of people died, who handed this disaster to Joe Biden. Donald Trump, of course, isn't the one who, thought that UV light, somehow you just like pump UV light, and, you just pump that through the bloodstream and it just gets rid of the COVID. That guy, the guy with all the bankruptcies, the guy who, doesn't know his left from his right, that guy. Of course, if he was in office, everything would be handled. The bottom line is that the Republican Party doesn't take anything with any type of resemblance to science or reality seriously. So that's even more rich to watch Stephen Miller talk about how we have to take the scientific approach to these types of things. What about the Republicans' scientific approach to climate change, or their scientific approach to anything that has to do with health and healthcare? What about their systematic approach to anything that doesn't have to do with profit being at the center? Yes, of course. We know what we're dealing with. We know what Fox News is going to do, and we know what hawks like Stephen Miller are going to spew. And unfortunately, the Republican Party remains a very, very serious threat to the Democrats in 2022 and 2024 and beyond, with democracy literally on the hinges, frailing and gasping for breath and gasping for air. It's more important than ever that we continue to be organized and continue to do everything that we can, not just in the political process voting wise, but to really come together in our communities to make a difference. Because going against opponents like this, we have to stand up and we have to get back. So let's make sure that we organize and let's make sure that we stay involved.